This is a prototype of my game called Flood, the interactive board game. And with the help of University of San Francisco and their law clinic, my game is now patent pending. At the bottom of the game is a reservoir, and also at the top of the game is a reservoir. A small fountain pump is used to keep water constantly circulating and flowing down the game board and through the various water channels. Here's where it gets interesting. Before the start of every game, you will hand out 16 gates, and the players themselves will randomly put the gates wherever they want on the board, creating a unique water flow pattern before the start of every game. Gate cards are used throughout the game to let players know what gates they can or cannot open or close. And throughout the course of the game, you depend on those gates to either keep you safe, like this one is here for the game piece, keeping the water from washing them away, or you use the gates to your advantage. You can close a gate and take out your enemies, kind of like this, and get washed away. Okay, here's how the game is played. You roll the dice, you get your game piece, and you move it up the trail. If you land on a white circle, that's just basically a circle, means nothing. If you land on a black circle, that means you get a gate card. Grab a gate card, you read it, open any white gate, you go to the gates. There's white or black, and there's another white gate. Anyways, open a white gate, open that, it changes the water flow, levels, all that stuff. Then also, if you land on a red, you go back to the nearest white spot. Red means you fall back. If you're going through the board and you land on a green, that means you go forward to the nearest white spot. Unfortunately, that spot, you get washed away, which means you now have to go all the way back to the beginning. Now, once you go down the trail, or up the trail, I should say, and if you land on a C, that means checkpoint. Once you land on a checkpoint or move past it, even if you get washed away like that, you can now only fall back to the nearest checkpoint. You do not have to go all the way to the start. That keeps the game moving and flowing forward. Anyways, there are 3 checkpoints, one there, and one there. And the goal is simply to get to the end of the game, get to the finish line. You use the gates with the gate cards to open and close gates to help yourself and to also mess up your opponents. If you notice, there are 8 red circles, which means you have to roll a 10 or more to win the game. If you roll a 9, you land here and you got to go all the way back around. If you roll anything less than a 9, you'll land on a red spot and you just go back to where you were. And that makes it interesting because it'll help other players catch up at the very end, and there'll be a bottleneck to the finish line. And that's basically the game in a nutshell. Thank you for your time. All right, time to wash this piece away. Here we go. There it goes.